In the last 2 years, software has quietly learned to draft emails, sort invoices, answer customer service calls, and summarize long documents. Tasks that used to be somebody's entire job. Nobody can tell you exactly how fast this change will move, but here is the calm truth. You do not need to know its speed to be ready for it. Meet Leo. He is 29, works in the accounts department of a mid-sized company, and takes home $3,000 a month. About half his working day goes into copying figures from one system into another and formatting the same monthly reports. Last month, his company installed a new tool that does most of that in minutes. His manager says nothing is changing for now, but Leo has seen the headlines about machines taking over jobs, and at night he scrolls through them with a tight feeling in his chest. He has about $1,500 in savings, a phone he is still paying off in monthly installments, and no plan. His problem is not laziness or lack of skill. His problem is that his income suddenly feels less certain than it did a year ago, and nobody around him will say honestly what to do about that. So let us say it honestly, the way a good teacher would. Some tasks really are being automated. The first to go are usually routine, repeatable, screen-based tasks. Copying data, formatting documents, answering the same 20 questions. Work that follows a fixed pattern is exactly what software learns fastest. But notice the word tasks, not jobs. Most jobs are bundles of many tasks, and machines usually take over part of the bundle, not all of it. At the same time, new tasks appear. Someone has to check the machine's work, ask it better questions, and handle everything messy and human that it cannot. This has happened before, with computers, with the internet. What feels different this time is the speed, and honestly, nobody knows the exact timetable. Here is the picture to keep for the rest of this video. AI is not a monster, and it is not a miracle. It is a change in the weather. Think of how farming families live with the rainy season. No farmer can vote against the rain. The weather does not ask permission, and it does not send an appointment letter. Yet farmers have survived unpredictable weather for thousands of years, not by predicting it perfectly, but by preparing for it sensibly. They fix the roof before the rain. They store grain in the good season. They plant more than one crop so that one bad rain cannot wipe out everything. That is the whole strategy of this video. You cannot control the weather over the job market. You can absolutely control your roof, your grain store, and your crops. Let us map that to money. Your grain store is your emergency fund, cash set aside that can pay your bills if income stops for a while. Your second crop is your skills, the ability to earn in more than one way or to move into new work if your current tasks shrink. And your roof is your monthly cost structure, how heavy your installments and fixed expenses are, because a light, well-kept roof survives a storm far better than a heavy, leaking one. Notice that none of these require you to predict anything. They make you sturdier in every version of the future, the one where AI changes everything, and the one where it changes far less than the headlines claim. Now the numbers, using Leo. He spends about $2,200 a month on rent, food, transport, and the phone installment. A common rule of thumb is to keep 3 months of expenses as an emergency cushion. For Leo, 3 times $2,200, which is $6,600. When income feels uncertain, it is sensible to aim higher. 6 months, which is 6 times $2,200, or $13,200. That sounds enormous next to his $1,500 of savings, but watch how it breaks down. Leo earns $3,000 and spends $2,200, so he can set aside up to $800 a month. Suppose he moves $500 of that into his cushion. He already has $1,500, so reaching $6,600 needs $5,100 more. And $5,100 divided by $500 is a little over 10 months. In under a year, Leo owns a 3-month grain store. The remaining $6,600 takes just over 13 months more at the same pace, because $6,600 divided by $500 is a little over 13. Call it 2 years in total, 2 years of one boring automatic transfer. And the midnight headline scrolling loses most of its power, because Leo could now survive half a year with no salary at all. Then the second crop. Leo gives himself a skills budget of $50 a month, that is $600 a year. It does not need to be a fortune. $600 a year covers online courses, an exam fee for a certification, books, or a few months of a learning platform. What should he learn? 2 honest directions. First, the very tools that are changing his work. The accounts person who can drive the new software is worth more than the one competing against it. Second, the tasks machines are worst at. Judgment calls, explaining numbers to real people, and spotting when the machine's output is wrong. In most offices, the person who checks and questions the machine becomes more valuable, not less. And the roof, fixed costs. When income is uncertain, the most dangerous thing to carry is a heavy monthly obligation. A big new car loan, the largest possible mortgage, 4 subscriptions you forgot you had. Each one is a weight on the roof. Leo does not need to live like a monk. He only needs to pause before adding any new fixed monthly cost and ask, if my income dipped for 6 months, would this still feel manageable? A light roof does not make the storm smaller. It makes the storm survivable. Now, where do people go wrong when this weather turns? 3 common mistakes, all understandable, all fixable. Mistake 1. Panic moves. Some people quit a stable job overnight to chase whatever field is being called safe from AI this month. Others freeze completely. What is the point of saving if machines are coming? And stop planning altogether. Both are the same error wearing different clothes. Letting one dark cloud decide the whole farm's future. Big life changes deserve slow decisions made from a position of safety. And that safety is exactly what the grain store buys you. Time to think calmly. Mistake 2. Buying fear. The moment a worry becomes common, someone starts selling to it. You will see ads shouting that your job will vanish in 2 years, followed immediately by a course costing $2,000 that promises to rescue you. Notice the trick. The fear and the cure come from the same seller. It is like a man shouting that a flood is coming while standing beside his own umbrella stall. Some courses are genuinely good, but a good course survives calm questions. What exactly will I be able to do afterwards? Who is teaching it? Can I start with a free or cheaper version first? Fear-priced courses hate calm questions. Mistake 3. Confusing job security with income security. Job security means your current employer keeps you, and that is never fully in your hands. Income security means money keeps arriving in your life, even if any one source stops, and that is largely in your hands. One is a single crop. The other is the whole farm. A person with 6 months of expenses saved, one growing skill and light fixed costs, can lose a job and still be okay. A person with none of those can keep their job and still live in fear. Build the second kind of security. It is the only kind you can build yourself. So, here is what you can actually do starting this week. Step 1. Count your months. Take your total savings and divide by your monthly spending. If you have $4,400 saved and spend $2,200 a month, you have 2 months of cover. That single number turns vague fear into a clear target. Step 2. Raise the target if your work is routine. If a large part of your day is repeatable screen work, aim your cushion towards 6 months of expenses and set up an automatic transfer the day your salary arrives. Even $100 a month is a real start. Step 3. Open a skills budget. A small fixed amount every month spent on learning, with at least half of it aimed at the new tools inside your own field. Step 4. Keep the roof light. Before any new installment plan or subscription, apply the 6-month test. Would this still feel fine if my income paused? And through all of it, keep any long-term investing you already do running as usual. A scary headline is a terrible reason to abandon a 20-year plan. One more honest note, because this channel does not do fear. Every previous wave of technology, tractors, computers, the internet, destroyed some tasks, created new ones, and rewarded the people who adapted early. That is not a promise that this wave will be gentle. Real people do get caught in real storms, and pretending otherwise would be dishonest. It is simply a reminder that the families who come through changing weather are almost never the ones who predicted it best. They are the ones who prepared, stayed calm, and kept farming. So remember the weather. You cannot stop the rain that AI is bringing to the world of work, and no expert can tell you exactly when or where it will fall. But you can store grain. An emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. You can plant a second crop with a small monthly skills budget, and you can keep your roof light by limiting fixed costs. Prepared beats scared every single time. Here is my question for you. Which part of your daily work do you think a machine could do first, and which part do you believe it could never do? Tell me in the comments. I read every one.